I don't see the red light.
It's recording.
Are you sure?
Yes.
It doesn't look like it is.
Well, it is. Why aren't you wearing any clothes? Let's start with that.
Well, I told you I wanted to put a shirt.
Go.
Okay. So what do you want to know?
Well, Albert Nelson Dupuis II, where were you this evening at 6:45?
Well, Megan met somebody last Friday at a bar in Foreigner Alley. Like, okay, I would rather sit at home and watch YouTube videos or something, I don't know, but...
Megan insisted on going out.
Yes, and I like to follow Megan, my wife, because sometimes, most of the time, she'll come up with some, we'll do something pretty crazy, and tonight was definitely quite memorable, as always. And so this friend of Megan's friend,
where did she take us?
She tells us, oh, hey, well, do you want to go to a barbecue with me? And, and then we can go to the club, and then we can do all this stuff, and I'm just like, whatever, we'll see how things work out tonight. So we go to this barbecue, and it's a whole bunch of Taiwanese people that are not drinking, that are on this porch, and I guess they're celebrating some sort of like moon festival, like pre-game party, but there's no party, there's no booze, there's no wine. People are not, they're drinking juice boxes with tea in it, and grilling some food on these little mini grills, doing some barbecue crashing. Like, they didn't have enough food like ready for other people. It wasn't like a barbecue back home where it's like, oh, hey, I'll throw another hot dog on the grill for you. There's these little mini grills. They're cooking these little tiny strips of meat, and they'd get them in these little packages with some of these strips of meat. I'm not gonna eat all the food at the barbecue. Like, I'm serious, just me. Like, if I was really hungry.
And she told us, free food for you. It'll be so much fun. There'll be free food. Come on in. It'll be great. We get there. Everybody is grilling their own food. Everyone's grilling their own food. She did not tell us to bring our own food to grill. I was actually pissed.
Yeah, so we're like, oh man, we should probably go. And then she's like, she busts out this little photo album she carries with her of her kid, which, hey, that's cool, it's a newborn and 2 months old. She's like, well, maybe we'll go see my kid, and then I'm thinking, okay, maybe we'll go hang out at her house until like 10 or 11 when we're supposed to be going to the club. And so it's like, at this time it's like 8. And we're like, okay. So we go, and she's like, well, actually, let's go get some... Megan's like, oh, I'm hungry, I'd like to get some food. She's like, okay, we'll go somewhere. She brings this place called the Greenhouse, which is a pretty cool place to hang out, but it was closed. And it wasn't even a food place, it was just a place to get drinks. We've been there before. I mean, it's a pretty cool place. And then she's like, oh, I call taxi. But no, I don't want to spend money. I call police. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, oh, I call police. They come pick us up. And I'm asking her, I was like, do you have like a friend who's like a police officer that's just like roaming around, like ain't got nothing to do? She's like, yeah, my friend police. So I go, okay, that's cool. Me and Megan are just chilling. We got our feet in the swimming pool at this place, which is closed, but we can hang out by the swimming pool. It lights on. And the police officer pulls up. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, all right. So like the police officer seemed nice enough. Then we went to the police stations. We had to like switch cars, or like they like got another guy to come in. I'm like, okay, maybe they're going to another station. They had to drop his friend off. And
it was his territory.
Yeah, his territory or whatever. I'm like, okay, this will be easy. So we like go pull up. I'm thinking we're going to her house or something. She didn't say. And she goes, yeah, we go see my baby. I'm like, okay, cool. I hang out with children all the time. Like, all right, I'll see your kid. Dude, cool. And we pulled down this little alley, and she's like, yeah, it's so nice and quiet here. I'm like, oh, okay. And then we're like, so is this your place? She goes, no, this is my ex-husband. I'm like, oh, your ex-husband? And she's like, yeah, we got divorced 1 month ago. I'm like, oh, okay. And then we like show up. The police officers, like, we get out of the car and they park like down the street. We get out of the car and then they start walking, and I'm like, what do you mean? Like, okay, like the police are escorting us to the house. And so like she's like trying to invite us in. I like walk in the house. There's like some older Taiwanese people there, and they're like staring at me, and I'm like, okay. And I will like step out of the house. The police officers go in the house. She like grabs the baby. It's like this 2-month-old baby, and she like grabs it and then she starts walking out of the house with it. The police officer gives her an arm, like
and
a
yells
clothes
really
hanger,
loud.
like no, like pretty roughly, like grabs her and the baby and is like yelling at her in Chinese as loud as he can. He's like, "Shush!" Pretty much, it seemed like he was like, "You stay in the house. You're not to take this baby." You know, like maybe it's like, I don't know if it's even her baby. She's carrying pictures around, so it's probably her baby. Maybe she's not supposed to have the baby on the weekend. Maybe she's like committing some sort of like some, I don't know, doing some kind of crime. Maybe like she's an unfit mother. I don't know. Like, this is one of these crazy people Megan met when she was drunk at the bar. We're hanging out with her.
Shut up! You were hanging out with her too.
Well, I was kind of being like a bystander to tag along. I was trying to be a good follower, and then Megan's like, no, at the end, like, when the police started yelling, I'm like, Megan, we gotta go. Megan's like, no, I don't want to pay for a $4 taxi.
I didn't know where we were.
I'd rather just stay
I didn't even
here.
know if you were near Shinju.
I knew where we were at. I told you. I was like, Shinju's like just down the mountain.
I wanted to stay and then get a ride from the police into Shinju City so we could get to our motorcycle and go home.
I wanted to just get the freak out of there, like, instantly. Like, it was like, no, we're done. Like, there's the police start grabbing this girl violently so she can't leave the house and yelling at her. I'm like, oh, gone, bye.